up, my man? How you doing?
What up? What up, my dude? Ready here to have my best lawyerly work to the week, hanging out with you, chopping it up.
Favorite part of the practice of law is a podcast. That's what it's come to.
Well, yeah, because, dude, who else can I bitch to? Who else understands this? I go home and my wife's just like, yeah.
I know. I mean, I got hit with that, I don't even want to call it karma, the balance, whatever you want to call it, because the week just started off too good. Just started off way too good, and I was just waiting for that other shoe to drop, and it came today. Both shoes.
Tell me about
straight
this.
to the nuts, dude. Just one of them days.
Nuts?
Because the week started off great.
Oh,
couple
man.
good settlements, everything's rolling, feeling good about things. And, the law of gravity, whatever you want to call it, things had to even themselves out. And it was just one of them days where every problematic case and every problematic client was calling. And the moral of the story for you folks out there listening is, if you want big money on your case, don't lie to your lawyer. But we'll leave that there. Moving along. How was the vacay, brother? How was it?
Don't get me started, man.
What?
You know
This is
what?
not
I'm gonna let
the
you
reaction I expected.
I'm gonna let you know something. I'm gonna let you know something. When something's too good to be true, just like you were saying, when you're waiting for that other shoe to drop, it drops. Because when it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Because it does make sense.
Did the golf happen at least?
The golf happened,
Okay.
all right? But they sprung something on me. My biggest nightmare. The thing that I am most fearful of in my life happened to me on Friday night at Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party.
What was that?
I dressed like a Disney adult. It wasn't just me, man. And before you even look at me, we were a group of like 30. And we all had to wear like shirts. All right? All of us.
Just generic shirts,
in the
or was
same
it
shirts.
Like group shirts that somebody had made?
Oh, no. They had them made. Oh, no. And they didn't tell me about it because they knew I wouldn't have gotten in that car. They know that I wouldn't have driven up to Disney. They know that I've been saying that my biggest, scariest Halloween costume ever would have been to dress like a Disney adult and just walk around trick-or-treating, because it's kind of like the same thing when you're at Disney. You're an adult, and you're just walking around, in a theme park.
Get some clarity on this. I got to work it out in my mind. I need the mental image. Ears? Mickey ears?
Okay. No. None of that. God. But I did have to wear a shirt. God. And this is kind of like what the shirt said, or what the shirt was. It was like a black shirt. It was a Halloween-based shirt, orange writing. It had like all the Disney characters, but kind of like with a ghost sheet over them with like eye cutouts. And on the bottom, it said like some stupid little phrase that you had to wear on your shirt. And you had to walk around all around Disney, about 30 of us wearing the same black shirt. I think they did get one part right, because underneath on my shirt, you want to know what it said? Most likely to give out toothbrushes. So that was probably right, because I am a bah humbug Halloween hater.
So they individualize the shirts per person within the group?
Individualize the shirts, man.
Oh, my God.
Everyone.
All right. First off,
little sayings underneath.
Who has the time to do that? Secondly, did you have to wear tube socks and like white New Balances with this? Because that's what I picture when I see this in my mind, is that completes the uniform of the Disney adult.
No, listen, that will be worn someday. And that will be my scary Halloween costume. Yeah. That's exactly how I envisioned it too. I was dressed rather normal, bottom down.
Okay.
But top up, biggest nightmare of life. But here's the worst part, Ian. There was a part of me who kind of liked it. I'll tell you why. Because when you lose one of these little fuckers running around the whole park and trying to get on, you just know what to look for. You just turn around and you're just looking for this one sea of like black shirts with orange writing, and you kind of like know where it's at.
Okay.
I get it.
I see
I
that.
get it a little bit. But I'm never doing it again.
Again, why do the adults need to have that? You just need the kids.
I don't know.
It's the kids.
I don't know.
You'd be better off just getting everybody an air tag, for God's sakes. You just track them down. Oh, I see where they're at. Got them. Air tag the kids, bro.
No, see those AirTag things are overrated, man. I'll tell you why. Remember, kind of like since the incident happened, where I'm like still in trouble, like with my wife from like the UF-UM game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we were sharing locations. All right, I was sharing locations with all the people trying to find that bus before I got on the cab that went the wrong direction to like Delray Beach instead of South Florida.
Yeah.
All right, and I couldn't find anybody. I was just running around Hard Rock Stadium. I must have logged in 2.3 miles just running around trying to find people. Those things don't work, man. Sharing location stuff just did not work that day.
I got you.
I don't know what to say.
All right. So, at least you got to play some golf, though, right? Get to smoke some cigars, maybe.
Yeah, that's another thing. Don't get me started with that either. I did. I smoked 2 cigars. But now I understand why the NRA says and why they don't give up an inch on this whole gun control stuff. Because it's the same thing over here with your wives, man. I gave up drinking. You know, for a little while, I was doing the Sober October thing. I have 2 cigars, and she started chipping away at that too, man.
What?
It's like, before it's like maybe I'd have like 1 cigar every 2 weeks, but you know, I've kind of been indulging a little bit. You know, I kind of had like 2 a week now. And then when I have 2 a day, she's like, what's up with that?
All right, wait a minute.
I'm like, dude.
I
can't win here.
I understand the cancer component of it, whatever the concern is there. I understand the concern. But
it's so much a smaller concern than cigarettes. You're not inhaling it. It's not going into your lungs.
Well, on top of that, you can't have your American Fiestas. You're getting clocked on that. Nope. No libations. No cigars. So what? I mean, you got to join the priesthood? What are we talking about? Like what?
I don't know. I think she's trying to run me out. Nah. She's trying to run me out of town, bro.
So
no, something's got to give.
So completely sober golf event. I couldn't even have 1 beer.
I didn't have 1 beer.
God.
No. I'm listen. I'm enjoying this little, this little ride.
Well, at least it was safe. You know how it can get when the boys are out there tying a few on, and then
I was safe.
Well,
the other 3 were black.
Wait a minute. You're the only one of his friends that's in Sober October?
Oh, I was the only dude there that was sober. These guys, and here's the best part, dude. They're talking about getting like blacked out. I mean, we're talking about like high noons and beers starting about like
not at noon.
8:30 in the morning.
It wasn't high noon. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. These were like 8:30 beers, all right? God. So then the best part is that night we were singing happy birthday to like 4 kids, right? That was the whole point. These other 3 motherfuckers were just like passing out. They're like, sleeping on the table, man.
Well, anyways, man, it sounds like it was at least it was a good time. Sad thing is,
I wanted that to be me. I wanted that to be me too. I wanted to be that guy just passing out, but I am enjoying this wave ride of sobriety.
I mean, look, it comes with the ebbs and flows, just like the other shoe might drop. If you're having too good of a time on that golf course with them golf carts, we've all seen it. I know you got some stories about
I got too many stories. And that's the problem with the golf carts, man, especially from where I live. Golf cart capital of MIA, Key Biscayne, Florida, man. It trickled down from Key Biscayne. Now it's in the Grove. It's in Pinecrest, in the Gables. Because guess what, man? If you got speed limits less than 35 miles per hour, you're going to see people in Miami just rolling around in golf carts, which leads to terrible, terrible, terrible no good things, brother.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like most people make some assumptions when it comes to the golf carts that just aren't. They just pulling out of thin air. Like, I assume that because it's a golf cart and not a car, it's okay to drive this thing while intoxicated. I mean, that's the first one that comes to mind. That's the number one thing.
It doesn't really count. It wasn't cheating. We were on a break. It's the same sort of thing,
different area code.
Different area code, man.
And then I feel like the other assumption is you got the people that are like, hey, something will cover this. Like homeowners covers this, my auto policy covers this, but people don't have a clue on that either.
No clue. There's one universal truth when it comes to automobile coverage. The only people that know what it is are people that sell insurance and personal injury attorneys. Nobody else has a fucking clue. They're just like, whoa, I've got full coverage. They don't even know what the fuck full coverage means, man.
Yeah. I have that conversation all the time. I got full coverage, and I'm like, well, full is a relative term. You could have a thimble that's full of water, and you can have a bucket that's full of water. Unfortunately, you bought the thimble. It's full. It's just a lot smaller. Well, I don't have golf carts in my neighborhood. Like, I've seen it, obviously, where people are cruising around doing the golf cart thing. But, I mean, is that what's going down in your neck of the woods? Like, what's happening with that?
We got two separate problems. One's kind of been solved for now, but one big problem is still the golf cart thing. Because one problem kind of got solved, which is the e-bikes and scooters, and we'll get into that and some other
that's
time.
a whole
all right?
2 episodes of that craziness. But yeah.
Ooh. Whoa, bro, that was bad, and it is bad, and it's still bad, and it's bad everywhere else where there's kids riding around where parents are, wealthy enough to buy these for their kids because it's dangerous as shit. But forget about that. Now, because the golf carts and the e-bikes have been banned on this little island.
They banned them?
You got little banned.
Golf carts too? Oh,
No,
just
golf
e-bikes.
carts, no.
Okay, all right.
Just the e-bikes. Because in the golf carts, at least there is some sort of regulation, right? You must, at least if it's a low-speed vehicle, you need to have a license to drive it. While the e-bikes and the scooters, you don't have to have licenses,
Nope.
right? But it also creates a problem because everybody wants to be cool mom, cool dad,
Oh, yeah.
right? And allow their kids to learn how to drive
In a golf cart.
on a golf cart.
Yep.
And the scariest thing you could do as a parent is do that because they don't understand what the coverages mean. They don't understand what the liability is to them. And the last thing I would ever want to hear is on this island that there's a 14-year-old driving around in a golf cart with 6 of his friends just piling in.
Yeah.
Driving around, and you know what would happen, Ian? You know it happens already. And one of them falls off, and God forbid something bad, truly bad happens. And then those parents, they don't know. They don't know what they're looking into at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly developed a false sense of security for some reason where people just think it's going to be all right because it's a golf cart. But in actuality, like the moment that thing goes off of your property, out of your driveway, off of your lawn, onto a roadway, a whole different set of rules apply as it relates to insurance coverage. And obviously, the standard rules of the road apply as it relates to like driving a car. But as you said, a bunch of teenagers I've seen it where I'm driving down like a regular road and here comes some kid crossing on a crosswalk and they're driving the thing on a sidewalk, which in and of itself is debatable. Well, so I could see how this has come to a head. But I mean, you live in this area that, for those who don't know, is like paradise. I mean, it literally is an island. It's beautiful. It's the one place in Miami-Dade County where I'd be like, yeah, I'd live there without a doubt. Like, it's beautiful. But in my mind now, you got e-bikes, you got the golf carts. I'm picturing you might have a gang problem. This could be like some Mad Max Thunderdome shit.
That's exactly what it was.
What?
That's exactly what it was, man. It was Mad Max Thunderdome.
Bandanas covered, like Rough Riders, like DMX was out there, dude. Like, that's what I'm picturing in my head. Just,
hey, listen, dude, I could deal with the golf carts somewhat, right? With the kids and the golf carts, I'll get into that in a second. But those e-bikes and those scooters with those kids on them, you don't know how many times, like, I'd just be backing out of the CVS parking lot. Just, reversing normal course. And then out of nowhere, I see through like my rear view camera, just zoom.
and there's
Just like flying right by.
Yep.
And I'm like slapping on the brake, bro, giving myself whiplash,
Well,
like what?
I feel like the parents get a little crazy in these golf carts too. They get the souped up version, goes a little faster. Like, you might have to get some defensive mechanisms on this. Like, you might have to get, like, remember back in the day with the chariots, and they'd have, like, the little things, and they spin, and you could take out the other guy in case he's getting too close. Like, you might have to start setting these things up to handle your business if things get rough down there.
Might have to. But look, dude, it's going to get even more dangerous, and I'll tell you why. Forget about even Key Biscayne, which, like you said, it's pretty own little isolated bubble, even though stop signs are, they're just mere suggestions on Key Biscayne, all right? Mere suggestions, all right? We literally just, don't even get me on roundabouts. They don't know how to use those. Yield signs, stop signs, completely ignored. You got to be the best defensive driver on that little island just to survive. But that's a different thing. Now they're getting very popular in Miami in the sense that one main drag, of course you have US 1. US 1 is the main road in Miami to get to and from anywhere that you're going. It's the main drag. It's kind of like Federal Highway over in in Fort Lauderdale and over in Palm Beach. But here it's US 1. Next to US 1, there's another main drag, which is called South Miami Avenue, which kind of connects like Brickell, Key Biscayne, and anything coming south into Coconut Grove.
Yep.
And the speed limit on that road is 35 miles an hour. So you have all these people who live in Coconut Grove. And just for like an idea of what Coconut Grove is, Coconut Grove is the location with all the highest end schools in Miami. Yep. I mean, we're talking about St. Stephen's, Carrollton, and Ransom. Yep. So you have a lot of people coming to and from taking their kids to school, and they come in golf carts, and they're going in these vehicles that as fast as they go less than 25 miles an hour. And they're blocking up these 2 lanes of people trying to get to and from work and to drop off their kids at school. And they're not protected. They don't go through the same safety regulations that your automobile has.
Airbags,
so
no
I say
roll cage, no impact bars, none of that. You're exposed.
None of it, man. You're completely, totally exposed. And I tell people all the time, it's like, well, why is your insurance coverage? So why are you paying? Like, people ask me, like, why are you paying like $5,000 every 6 months on your card? I'm like, because I got a golf cart. Oh. And because I have a golf cart, I stack my UN coverage, because if something bad's going to happen to me, it's going to be on that thing.
Oh, yeah. Something
happens to me, and where I'm going to get banged up is because I'm on that golf cart.
And the guy that hit you will have the thimble of coverage. It'll be full, but it's that thimble. It ain't going to do you any good.
They might not, though. See, so here's another story. I'll tell you a good one, man. I once had a client who got, she was riding her bike down the sidewalk. Somebody was coming out of one of these complexes on Key Biscayne. Comes out of the complex, doesn't look to the left, but doesn't look to the right. Pulls out, hits my client on a bicycle.
Ooh.
Wealthy individual living on Key Biscayne. Can you guess what the BI coverage was on that golf cart?
Pit PD?
At least they had 10K.
A 10 in BI?
10 in BI.
Do they have a separate policy, or that was their auto coverage was 1020?
No, that was their specific golf cart policy.
Oh my God, that is just terrible. Well,
it's terrible.
And then the golf, they can't get the other policy for their auto because the golf cart's technically an owned auto, so the other policy doesn't even apply. That's absurd.
No, but you can. I mean, look, like I could tell you right now that Progressive does insure golf carts. I know Geico does as well.
You can get it.
I have my
I'm
policy
just saying their other regular automotive policy that they separated out wasn't going to apply, and they did it on purpose, which is just dirty.
Absolutely not.
Just dirty.
Just out, man.
To lower their premiums on the golf cart, put it on a separate policy, and have barely any coverage, if at all. Like, why even buy it?
Well, you know that your own auto coverage doesn't cover if you yourself are in a golf cart at a golf course, and it impacts another vehicle. You want to hear a good story? One of my closest friends, like in 2020, he started like this whole thing, like when golf was blowing up, he's like, dude, I'm starting up a little, golf little clubhouse of sorts for me and all my boys. And he called it Granada Golf Gang. I don't know if you know this, Ian. I'm kind of part of 2 golf gangs right now. So I'm like gangster like that. Sick of golf, but I'm like in 2 golf gangs. Shout out Tipo. Shout out Granada Golf Gang. So this was that 2020 inaugural Granada Golf Gang Pomegranate Classic, all right? Because Granada in Spanish is a pomegranate. Yep. Cool logo. I mean, it's hype. I might have to wear one of those shirts at one of our next podcasts. Anyways, we're there, and dude, it's a golf tournament that you're having with buddies. It's during COVID, where the only thing you can do is actually play golf and be outside and whatever it may be. My dude comes up with like all sorts of swag. I mean, he made like coffee cups, stickers, tees, all this stuff, brings it out. But what happens when you bring it out? That means you got to put it back in your truck when you're over and done with. So he goes and he stockpiles all this stuff on the golf cart. So he goes to his car to go put it away. While he's there, sitting in his car, putting it away, like all these boxes of all the stuff that he brought out, one of the boxes falls. Hits the go pedal.
No.
Keeps on going.
No.
Runs into like this dude's fucking truck.
Oh my God.
Huge dent. You see in the video, you see him running after it. The golf cart just like.
It's on video?
It's on video, man.
Oh my God.
It happened at Miami Shores Golf Club, man. They pulled up the video. He's like, yeah, that was me.
I would fight to have that video forever.
Yeah. I don't know what he did with it. He calls up Geico. He's like, yeah, I got to make a claim. Kind of like this happened. They're like, sorry about your luck. You're not covered on your policy for that.
Wow.
They'll follow you. So it does not follow you when you're driving a golf
So
cart.
that sign that says no carts in the parking lot should be taken seriously.
100%, man. Unless you want to come out of pocket for $3,000 to fix a Ford F-150.
You got all these stories. The only golf cart story I've ever had, I'm playing golf with my brother. This guy comes up behind us, weird looking dude playing golf by himself. Okay, that in and of itself should tell you something, but we're like, hey, let's let this guy play through. We don't want this single up our ass the whole time we're trying to finish this round. So we let him play through. Guy goes up. First of all, he tries to hit my ball by accident. Doesn't realize, doesn't even know where his ball went. But off to the right of the green, it's got like these trees, like a whole bunch of trees that this cart path kind of snakes through there. It's sort of like a little jail cell, whatever you want to call it. And, we're about to hit our approach shot, and this guy's finished up on the green. He's doing his thing. We're half paying attention, not even looking at him anymore, getting ready to hit our approaches, and all of a sudden you hear this boom! And we look over, this dude just slams into this big old tree, tips the golf cart over. It's on its side. The windshield fell off. The turf divot replacement box falls off. Everything's on the ground. And we're like, oh my God, what happened to this guy? So we go running over there to him, check on him. We get over there. He's like, I was having a neurological issue. It's a neurological issue. I'm like, bro, I think it's a psychological issue is what I'm thinking in my head, but whatever. 100%. But I'm like, hey, just sit down, calm down. It's okay. I don't know what's going on with the guy. Did he have a partial stroke? Who knows? Whatever. I don't know, the heart attack. We get him calmed down. We get the golf cart flipped back up on its side. We put the windshield back on. We're putting the pieces back on, like putting the bad boy back together. Realize the yoke. He hit the tree so hard that he broke the yoke in the front, and the wheels are just cocked like this. Like you can't turn them back. They're just stuck. And he's like, we're on like hole 8. He's like, I'll make it back. I'll just drive it back. He drives the thing back as he's going away. Like the wheels are stuck, so he's literally just dragging the front wheels. They're just putting lines in the ground. I'm like, oh my God, he's just going to destroy this golf course.
What course was this at, man?
Dude, this was years ago. It was somewhere down in Broward. I can't even remember.
I hope he got blackballed.
He
man.
probably
I hope
did.
He got blacklisted.
But this is what happens when you let your brother pick the golf course. You pick some public course, and
Adam went on cheap, bro.
Well, Adam makes the story. Okay, here's the best part of it. We send the dude on his way. We're like, all right, good riddance, whatever. We're walking back. He's still within earshot. And I say to my brother, I lean in, I'm like, man, wish we would have got some pictures of that. And his response, no hesitation, already sent him out. And I'm like, what? And I look at my phone. He's got me and my wife on a group text with the pictures. And the comment is, look what Ian did. Immediately, my wife thinks I flipped a golf cart. Is he okay? Oh, my God. I'm like, I have to call her to calm her down. I'm like, no, it was not me. My brother's being my brother. Whatever. So yeah, I look back on that, and then we find out when we get to the turn, there's the guys over there looking at this thing. The golf cart's destroyed. They're trying to figure out what to do with the steer, trying to figure out what's going on. We're like, hey man, saw that guy running into a tree. This guy's like, what? Apparently he told him that the golf cart malfunctioned and caused him to crash it. I'm like, no, he just crashed into a tree. They're trying to get my information. I'm like, I don't want any part of this, man. We're moving on here, like whatever. But yeah, I will never forget the guy. It's a psychological issue, or it was a neurological issue. I'm like, all right, bro, something off with you.
You guys are like all the witnesses in all my cases that actually witnessed like a car accident. Now, I don't want to get involved in this thing, you know?
No, thank you. Didn't want to be involved in that with
thank
this
you, I'm
dude,
out.
his issues. But I'm sitting there looking at it like, thinking about it now that you're bringing up that there's no coverage. I don't even know where they got the guy's name. So they go get this thing fixed and have him pay for it. Not that I'm sure he had 2 nickels to rub together, this weirdo, but, you know, clearly his automotive policy wasn't going to cover that. You know?
Bro, that's why you always got to go to the golf course with 4 players, man, with a foursome. You can't be matched up with
We
a
were
rando,
matched.
dude.
We were by ourselves. This guy came barreling up, and we're like, let him play through. We don't want this weird. He had a towel, like a golf towel with a carabiner on it, and it was clipped to his belt loop. Like, I'm like,
that's the
are you
number one sign.
caddying? Are you like, put that on your own cart, man. You got a whole cart. Why do you got a towel strapped to you? Like, you just kind of one of these guys you glance at, you're like, yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead and play through. And we're thinking we're doing the right thing, get him moving. Meanwhile, 30 seconds later, we got to come to his aid, flip his golf cart back up on its side. But the irony of it is, it was full circle for old Adam. Because when Adam and I were
What did he do,
kids,
bro?
and I had a job working at this tennis pro shop, they had a golf cart, the one that had the pickup truck back to it. Adam was like 3 years younger than me. I was probably like 15, 16, whatever. I'm like, hey, the other guys, the pros, the teaching bros, left the golf cart over by their cars because they like took it over there to take their car somewhere there, and then they parked somewhere else and forgot that it was over there. And they were like, go get it. I was like, I got 18 other things to do because, of course, they weren't doing anything. I'm like, hey, Adam, can you just walk over there and bring the golf cart back? And he had driven it before, and they're like, yeah, whatever. Because I'm trying to get out so I can go home. So I'm waiting for my ride. I must not have been driving at that point. So Adam somehow, there's like an elevated road next to the tennis courts. To take it back, he goes to drive it back. And somehow there's maybe 5 feet between this elevated road, which has a huge drop off, and the fence to the tennis courts. And somehow this guy drives it in there and tips it over on its side. And the thing is, I don't know how he didn't break his own neck. And the thing is literally stuck on its side. He comes running back in. I don't see this happen. He's like all out of breath. Like, you're not going to, I'm like, what? What's wrong? And he's like, you just got to come see. And I go out, and this thing is literally sideways in between the tennis court fence and this roadway. And I'm like, I don't even know how to get this thing out of there. So we got like 5 guys trying to push this thing out of there. Got it in reverse. The wheels were finally we got out of there because there was like trees. We all smelled like pine trees trying to get this thing out of there. I still, to this day, I don't know how he did it. Like I said, full circle, probably 20 years later, we're tipping back this guy's golf cart, flipping it back up on the side, and here is Adam over here. No sympathy for the guy, taking pictures, sending out text messages, joking about it. I'm like, bro, he just joined your club. You're in the same club, homie.
There you go. Speaking about brothers, man, I got a funny story as well. My brother, oh, God, bro, he went to a wedding at Ocean Reef. And I don't know if you know what Ocean Reef is or where it is.
Sounds expensive.
Sounds? It is, man. It's so obnoxiously rich that people roll around there. They've already foregone the regular normal MAGA hat. They're wearing just hats that say Trump won. Okay? Everybody. All right? They're all, you'll be like eating in public spaces and they're all wearing hats that say Trump won. You know, and you're like, oh, man. They got their own private, airport where you
like a
just
landing,
see,
like full-on landing strip?
G6. Right next to the tennis court.
Wow.
You'll just be there playing. You'll be playing 105, and you just hear.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. Just people coming in and out. All right. But the one thing is, if you're staying there, because they do have like a little hotel, and if you're invited by somebody who's a member or lives there, you could stay at one of the hotels, or you could rent one of these villas. So my brother's there for a wedding, and they have golf carts that you can rent. So, of course, he rents one. He wants to be a little poppy, walk around. Hey, ladies, you want to come and ride with me in one of my golf carts to and from the wedding, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Of course, what happens at weddings, especially when there's tons of golf carts, everybody rents them, and they all look the same. Somebody jacked the golf cart that was his, thinking that it was his golf cart, thinking it was their golf cart. Lo and behold, that golf cart got taken. It got flipped over, found in the ditch. So my brother's like, what do I do? How do I get out of it? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, dude, why are you asking me, man? I'm like, so there, what do you think? I'm going to get you out
He's
of
like
this?
in cuffs?
He's
like,
go
what
in
are
there
we talking about?
Go in there and tell them what happened, man. That somebody took your golf cart. They're all the same. All the keys are universal. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Go let them know what's up.
Oh my God.
You know, and he's like, all right, whatever. So he goes and he just doesn't say anything. He gets a call about a month later and they're like, hey, where's the golf cart? He's like, shit. He's like, look, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where it was, but I heard that it was involved in an accident because it was one of his buddies who took it, flipped over the golf cart. And they're calling him like, hey, what's going on? So he was like, dude, somebody took my golf cart. I had nothing to do with anything that may have occurred. So what they ended up doing is calling the groom, the wife and the wife and the husband who got married there. And they're like, so we hear that this golf cart that was part of your party and was over here got into an accident. So they're able to trace down the person who was driving that golf cart and be like, you need to own up to this motherfucker. All right, you need to call Ocean Reef, and you got to say it was you, and that you're going to take care of it. And luckily they did. But still, out of that car, that golf cart flipping over, another person that was involved in it, who was sitting in the golf cart, tore his shoulder up, had to have surgery. It's just like crazy little situations. It's a dangerous little vehicle, especially because, like you said, for whatever reason, people get in a golf cart and they just think, you know what? Normal rules do not apply, and I could just get blacked out, drunk, and just drive around, and nothing bad's going to happen. When I'm here to argue, and I'm here to tell you that only bad things.
You know what I think it is, dude? I think it takes us back to our childhood. Hot Wheels. That's what it is. Everybody's like, got the Hot Wheel, the little that big wheel in the front, whatever. You're just jamming out on that. Nothing could go wrong. How could anything go wrong when you got plastic wheels with no traction? It's the same thing. You get behind the golf cart, it takes you right back to your childhood of Hot Wheels, just cruising around.
Oh, I do it all the time, bro. I get in there. I'll put my daughter here, my son in the back. I put my little turtle box speaker over there on the magnetizer, and I'm just jamming out, bro. I'll be with my sister, and I'm out there singing with her. With my daughter. I'll be out there singing like, I don't know about you. I'm feeling 20. I go straight up Taylor with her, bro. I'm just jamming out with her on that thing, bro.
See, I thought you were just going to go like straight up gangster, like DMX, like, drop, shut them down, open up, chop, like full Rough Riders, bandanas on, maybe an e-bike next to you, busted a wheelie, like.
That's a Rough Rider.
Yeah, that's how you handle it.
Come on, man.
That's how you handle it right on the golf cart, bro.
Yeah, right.
But look.
Just with a barking.
In all seriousness, you gotta be careful with these things. And I hope that people, watching this understand that we're not mocking it, because I've seen in my time some serious stuff. I know, I think you have as well. I had to handle a case where, in essence, the people were drinking and somebody fell off and hit their head and was brain dead, and ultimately they had to pull the plug. We were able to get the insurance policy from the homeowner's insurance, but that in and of itself was a bit of a stretch. I mean, the homeowner's policies clearly state that they'll cover a golf cart that's being used on the property for maintenance of the property. But, I mean, they were in the roadway. It was truly the homeowner's policy making a business decision to pay the money that they did, and it got this single mother, it got her daughter some compensation, but obviously it's not going to bring her mom back. And it was a situation where not only were they drinking, but they were standing on the back of the golf cart. Again, another scenario where they were extremely, that fortunate that some money was paid, because if you're drinking or you're not using those things properly, like you got people standing on the back or more than people that are supposed to be in there, that are designated to be in there, insurance company can wash their hands and say denied. So you might even have the proper insurance, and they're saying nope, denied, improper use. So these things need to be taken seriously, 100%.
Big time.
And I know you've dealt with some stuff too, serious stuff, and we joke about it and we laugh about it when no one gets hurt. But in the grand scheme of things, there needs to be a heightened sense of awareness about this stuff.
But that's the whole point, because we know that's not if, it's when. It's when somebody gets hurt, because that's the reality of it. And while, yes, these situations that do happen when somebody, when somebody's messing around and nobody gets hurt and something silly happens and you're just like, you're an idiot, guess what, man? Something serious could truly happen the next time. And I know, because the same thing that we were saying, and we'll get into it in some other episode, I'm sure, happened with an e-bike and a cyclist over where I live, man. And because of that, the the laws have changed on Key Biscayne before that. But we'll get into that at some other episode. That's a whole different, as people like to say, can of worms, cliche-wise or whatever it might be. But it's extremely dangerous. Too many people drive around drunk in these golf carts. You're exposed around other automobiles, and not only that, because you are going slower and you're in an LSV, a low-speed vehicle. The other cars, especially teenagers who may live near you or may be driving behind you, are going to try to overtake you and do something stupid, and that could injure and put your family at risk. So please be careful. Do not drive them on main roads or highways, because people, it's an accident waiting to happen that could be completely, totally avoidable, and it may not even be your fault, but you did put yourself in a position where you could have really injured yourself and your family.
Well, absolutely, man. It's, as always, been great chatting with you. Make sure you get them insurance premiums paid on that cart. Maybe put some lights on there. I would put lights all over that thing so everybody could see me coming. Up your speaker game. Everybody hear you coming. Keep you safe.
Oh, they hear me coming. Don't worry, bro. I'm jamming out to Huntrix, Taylor Swift, all girly bands, man. That's what's up.
Food for thought
That's
for
what's
next
up
time.
nowadays.
Can you fit subwoofers on the golf cart? Cheers, bro.
That's good. You can. You put it up here. You put it up top.